Welcome to episode 196 of This Week in Marketing. I'm your host Sajid. Today I'm going over the digital marketing news and updates from the week of January 22 through 26, 2024. First up, there is a update from Google on Google is updating their SEO starter guide, and last time this guide was updated was in 2017 and it was released in 2010. The current SEO starter guide, which is about 8,500 words, will be reduced to less than half its size in the upcoming revision. And this was mentioned by Lizzie Sassman from Google, right? And she thinks that the new guide would be about 3,000 words. This reduction will be achieved by cutting out repetitive and redundant information, aiming to eliminate duplication and streamlining the content. Key aspects of the updated guide includes focus on modern users, which is the guide will be more concise, focusing on general concepts rather than detailed technical instructions. This change reflects the rise of user-friendly content management systems like WordPress and Wix, which have simplified many aspects of SEO. Elimination of redundancy. The new guide aims to avoid duplicating information available in more extensive resources on Google's Search Central site. It will serve as a one-stop introductory resource for SEO basics. The third point is potential impact on guides ranking. Gary Illes from Google speculated that the guide's ranking in Google search results might drop due to the reduced word count. However, the emphasis is on making the guide more user-friendly rather than maintaining its length for ranking purposes. And this is a good point for you, the listener, to keep in the back of your head, as to, sometimes, even for Google, documents can get lower ranking or may drop off from the ranking or index, and it's just the way of life. Lastly, this is going to be a feedback-driven revision, where John Miller of Google highlighted that the reader feedback has been instrumental in reshaping this guide. The goal is to make it more suitable for modern websites and accessible to those new to SEO. The updated guide will be a valuable resource for understanding the fundamentals of SEO in a more digestible format. It will provide clear, impactful advice without overwhelming readers with excessive details or outdated practices. All in all, I myself am looking forward to it, and I feel like a lot of the confusion that is out there in the SEO world will probably be addressed in the SEO starter guide, and business owners will have to suffer a lot less. Next up, Google stance. There is no such thing as guaranteed traffic in SEO. This was a statement made by John Miller, and obviously it has gotten everyone's attention, right? And Miller is saying, no one, even experts, can guarantee increased traffic due to a website as a result of specific changes. And this was obviously, as you may guess, in response to an inquiry from a user on, I believe it was X, which used to be known as Twitter. Yeah, it was on X. Okay. So the point here is that this highlights a crucial aspects of obviously the SEO. There is no such thing as guaranteed SEO. SEO involves optimizing your website to rank higher in search engine results, ideally increasing visibility and traffic. However, the algorithms that search engines use are complex and constantly evolving. And you might come across many SEO professionals saying, we can grow this. And these are just estimates and formulas to predict the ROI, return on investment, of making specific changes to a website. But in reality, it could meet that estimate, it could exceed that estimate, or it could just fall flat. So I want you, the reader, to proceed with caution and not just get overly optimistic and overly invested on a particular set of results, thinking, if I make these changes, these are the results we're going to see on the other end. Again, next up, we have Google's stance on HTML structure for SEO rankings. A lot of people think that, if you have structured your HTML in a certain way, this would probably have influence on your Google ranking, and you'd probably rank higher, particularly with things like H1, H2 tags. So Gary Illes, again from Google, during this latest episode of Search of the Podcast, from where I got a lot of these updates that I'm covering today, said that the HTML structure of the web page does not significantly impact search rankings. This is a common misconception among website owners and SEO specialists who often prioritize meticulous HTML structuring in the hopes of boosting the search rankings. Elias emphasized the value of diversity in web design and structure, suggesting that if website had the same HTML structure, the internet would become monotonous. He acknowledged that while basic elements like headings, title tags, and well-organized paragraphs are beneficial, obsessing over intricate details of HTML structuring is largely unnecessary for SEO purposes. And I've seen instances where they would have, we can only have one H1 tags, which is like the main header, which is probably saved for title, and then H2 tag, subtitle, and we cannot have more than two H2s, and we can have more than 3 H2s. I mean, it can really get nitty gritty and too scientific. And what I'm taking from there is that, look, you don't have to get too deep into it, but at the same time, you probably don't want to have two titles, because then again, this SEO, the Google bot is going to be confused. Anyway, the other thing is, back in 2018, John Mueller of Google also said the same thing, that while a clear content structure is helpful for users, it does not directly influence ranking. This reinforced the idea that user experience should be primary focus rather than complexity of HTML structure. Hope this helps. Let's jump on to the next one. The next one is Googlebot does not read content within HTML comments, right? And this something has been clarified by John Mueller, where it says, there are parts of website code not visible to users like you, the visitor, or me, the visitor, but can contain notes or additional information for developers, and sometimes it was believed to influence Google's understanding of a site content. However, John Mueller is clarifying that Googlebot, the search engines of Google's scrolling software, does not utilize the content within this HTML comments for indexing or ranking purposes. So hope this helps you, and also Mueller response clearly underlines the essential principle of web content creation, which is the importance of creating content or putting content directly on web pages rather than in hidden HTML elements like HTML comments. Next up is understanding Google's reindexing process for a website update, and this is something closely tied to what we have covered in the recent past, I believe the last week or the week before, where we were talking about, should you, if you're making a big changes to your website, big updates to the UI, then you might get affected with the ranking. So now, John Mueller is saying again, right, is that sometimes it's necessary to redesign and make significant changes to your website, right? But what he's saying, when you make a significant change, there is no direct method to request a complete website recrawl and reindexing all at once. When changes are made to a site, Google's search algorithms automatically update the indexing over time. However, there are strategies that you can expedite this process. Number one, utilize 301 response code. When a web page's URL changes, a 3.0 redirect will help with that. This a 3.0 redirect will inform search engine that the page has permanently moved, prompting them to index the new URL. This is crucial for maintaining search rankings during transitions. Employ 404 server response code, which basically means page not found, and this will signal to Google's bot or Google search engine that this page no longer exists, and then probably it's time to remove it from their index. Link important pages. Google gives priority to crawling significant pages like homepage, and this was covered in the past episode. Linking key pages from these areas can be beneficial. If you have missed those last 2 or 3 episodes, please go back and listen to them. I have covered this in details over there. And update key information prominent pages, like essential updates like phone numbers, addresses should be prominently displayed on your website, preferably on the most visited pages. Mueller also mentioned that a major restructuring of a website, like changing many URLs or switching content management systems, may necessitate a more thorough re-evaluation of the site by Google. This process can be more time-consuming and impact your site's search rankings temporarily. My takeaway is, don't try to change the site completely out in one go. Do it in phases, do it in slowly, and kind of do a stop and go approach if you can. Next up is on Google Ads front. Google Ads is introducing Gemini-powered campaign creation. This is in beta, and this beta access is open to beta access is now fully available to English language advertisers in the US and UK, and it will be rolling out globally to all English language advertisers over the next few weeks. So from what I've seen in the demo and the announcement, all I will tell you is that basically what it does is like having ChatGPT built into Google Ads, where you can issue some comments, and it's gonna give you some give me some more headlines. It's gonna throw you some headlines, and if you like it, you add it to your responsive search ads. So it's a first step in the right direction. Again, obviously Google does not use will not integrate with ChatGPT, so they have their own thing called Gemini-Powered or Gemini. This AI model. But I think since we all are familiar with ChatGPT, I figured if I use the term ChatGPT, you'd kind of understand how it all works. So if you are creating new ads and you are scratching your head because you are unsure what to put, what other headlines you can use, probably this would be helpful. Now, let's come to this thing in Google Search Ads, which is the understanding the other search terms. And this was actually clarified by Google's ad liaison, Jeannie Marvin, basically after an advertiser or advertiser on behalf of a client, advertiser, said that he noticed or she noticed a high percentage of ad spend and conversions in a campaign using all exact match keywords. However, they were attributed to other search terms. So in response, Marvin explained that search queries not meeting Google Ads privacy thresholds are aggregated into the other search terms category. To better understand the performance of these aggregated terms, Marvin recommended using search terms insight on the insights page. Search term insights analyzes all search terms, including those not included in the standard search terms report for privacy reason. The tool groups terms based on intent and attributes, providing metrics for each category and subcategory. This feature helps advertisers understand how customers search for and engage with their business on Google without needing to sift through individual terms, some of which are kept private. So, hope this was helpful for if you're a business owner. This means that while search terms may be aggregated under other due to privacy thresholds, they can still gain valuable you can still gain valuable insights into your campaign's performance by just going through the other search terms or search term insights. Cool. Last update of this week is that LinkedIn is retiring lookalike audiences starting February 29, 2024. Lookalike audiences on LinkedIn has been a crucial tool for reaching potential customers. They allow ads to be shown to new individuals who share similar characteristics with the business's existing customers, thereby increasing the likelihood of reaching an audience interested in their products or services. As LinkedIn phases out this feature, advertisers now must revise their audience targeting strategy. Now, LinkedIn is suggesting two main alternatives. One is predictive audience, and the other one is audience expansion. Predictive audience uses data from contact lists, conversions, or lead gen form sources to forecast potential buyers most likely to take action. Audience expansion, on the other hand, broadens the scope of matched audience and targets users based on LinkedIn attributes such as skills or interests. For existing campaigns using lookalike audiences, it's vital to transition to these new options to maintain an effective targeting approach. LinkedIn will provide 30-day grace period during which unused lookalike audiences can be accessed before being archived. Additionally, the API for creating lookalike audiences through third-party marketing platforms such as HubSpot will be discontinued, and LinkedIn is urging marketers to explore other options. Folks, that's it for this week in marketing. Now you know everything to be in the know. This is your host, Jit, signing off. Until next week, take care. Bye-bye.